right, we're live. Smile to the camera. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Alex Vidal, president of Related ISG International Realty, sitting here with one of my favorite guys on the planet, one of the coolest cats on earth, Eric Fordin, executive vice president of Mast Capital, former senior vice president of development for the Related Group.
Am I the future president of LTFS?
Dude, this is the only guy that every day bugs me for an LTFS hat. You know, I got to check something, Eric. Hold on. I want to make sure my seat's coming out. I'm going to have to move a little closer to you, buddy. All right, there we go. I swear to God, LTFS, life's too effing short. I don't know if you know this, but, you know, I bought that Ford Raptor.
Of course.
Yeah, I think everybody knows that by now. So I got a gator tag. It takes 3 months. I know, don't hold it against me. But my gator tag is LTFS on it. So we're close and personal here because we want to be close to the camera so you guys can hear us. Eric, thank you for joining us, man.
My pleasure.
Not only is this going on Facebook, but we just launched a Related ISG YouTube channel.
Awesome.
So you're going to be on that too.
I'm Mr. Worldwide now.
Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305. You just have more hair. All right, we got 6 questions for you guys. Short, sweet, 5-10 minutes. You know the program. Here we go. Eric, you're definitely not from Miami. You are a New York transplant. How did you get into real estate? Why did you come down to Miami? And how did you land your roles at Vice President of Development at Related?
Whew. Well, I've been in real estate for 24 years. I started my career.
That explains the gray hairs.
The gray hairs actually came from...
Kids?
Yes.
Girls at that.
Just kidding, kids. Started in New York in commercial real estate, actually. One of my mentors is the Wilpon family, and my mentor told me what you need in real estate to be successful is PR, which is patience and resiliency.
Okay.
Since I've been in the business, I've amended that from PR to PPR. It's
okay. What's PPR?
Patience, persistence, and resiliency. In 2003, Related Group, George Perez, was nominated, I forgot the publication at the time, for Developer of the Year. Okay. So I sent a congratulatory email when email wasn't very popular back then, but congratulations, I would love to work for you one day. And I actually got a call from, I don't know, for those of you out there on the internet that remember Roberto Rocha. Roberto, hello if you see this. And I interviewed with Roberto, and I said, Roberto, I'll come here and I'll work for free, and I'll be the hardest working guy you've ever seen. I'll come in before everyone. I'll leave after everyone. But I said, I don't care when you come in as long as you get the job done. So literally, when I started Related, end of 2003, early 2004, I was started at the bottom. I didn't get hired as a vice president. I worked my way up from an assistant project manager to project manager, vice president, you know, project director, all those titles in between that they throw at you. And you know, the first cycle was an amazing cycle. Yeah,
we're gonna cover that.
All right,
question number 3.
All right, I'm jumping too far.
Yeah, that's question number 3. We'll get there in a second.
Did I not answer anything on number 1? Or?
No, I think you're good to go.
So I mean, it was a long battle. Along the way, but again, the patience and resiliency helped pay off.
And persistence.
And persistence I acquired along the way.
So we're sweating out here, guys. It's very hot, and I'm wearing a jacket. I don't do that very often. So let me get this right. You sent an email, no fear, said I'll work for you for free, get me down there. Patience, persistence, resiliency, and a long time.
The best part of the story is he goes, we got to pay you something.
$1.
We'd love for you to work for free, but we got to pay you something.
It's like the D transfers for the sum of $10. You're like, oh, come on. All right. Now, while you were at Related, and I only mentioned Related a lot because you were there for 14 years.
Hey, they're still my family. I love them to death.
And they're obviously my family too. You spearheaded the development of over 3,000 units while you were there. How the hell did you do it, man? I mean, what routines? I mean, people get bogged down sometimes with like 2 or 3 deals. What routines, what systems did you have in place to keep your sanity among the chaos of developing so many units?
Look, everything all my successes that I've had, it's about the team that I also helped build around me as well. So it wasn't just me developing 3,000 units. It was everyone who was involved in it, whether it was John Deutschman or Manny Armenteros or Bill Fleck, you know, Carlos Sardina. You know, it was a whole team of individuals coming together in a cohesive unit. But a lot of it has to do with your preparation of how you go into the projects and how you organize it. I always look at myself as one of the few full service developers, where I would actually go out and source a deal, whether it was work on a partnership agreement with Matt Allen with potential partners, or help source the equity, get the entitlements for the project, come up with the sales and marketing plan, and then work on the construction documents and see it through to fruition. Where
you were soup to nuts.
I am the soup to nuts developer. I mean, there are others, developers that related that are stronger than me in certain situations. But I always made up for it with my organization, where one of my, not that it's a secret, but I am a big fan of OneNote, where Microsoft OneNote, if you saw my OneNote diary, it's basically a diary for every job. So it'll have my fact sheet that I would send to George. It would have my sales reports from the very beginning of the project to the very end. If George asked me a quiz, what happened in March of 2015, I could click on it and I had it. And my construction diaries of what my critical path schedule is for the contractor, so I can call him out on it, send reports to my partner. OneNote is a great tool to help you, and there's always more tools. Everyone's
but that was
coming
yours.
out. That was mine. That helped keep me very organized. At a click of a button, I always had the information.
Got it. And that's OneNote.
And that was Microsoft OneNote.
Cool.
I still use it.
Now, during your this is probably the heavyweight question out of what we got here, right? So during your 14 years at Related alone, plus now at Mast, you've been through a couple of real estate cycles.
Oh yes.
Some fun ones and some hard ones. What do you see that's different about this cycle than the prior ones? And is there anything in this particular cycle that has you really excited?
Well, the first cycle I didn't understand. I mean, back in 2004, we were selling condominiums like it was lollipops on the corner. Without any marketing plans, people were out there buying condominiums. And I never understood how you could sell a project out like that over a weekend, and people think I'm exaggerating, but no, that's what happened.
We're not, what is it, Ocean View, which is right up the street. There was a line outside of it.
Yeah. I mean, we're sitting here purposely at this corridor. This is this is the Related corridor, but this is a corridor that I helped develop while I was at Related. So this cycle was interesting because, Carlos and I came up with the idea of, hey, we have to try and jumpstart the market. Let's see what we can do. And Apogee Beach will turn the camera in the future. It was the first project of this cycle to collect excess deposits, where we were collecting 80%. 80%. And then we said, wait, we actually collected 80%.
80. That's 80. Deposits
before closing. And we're like, oh wait, we can do this. And then Carlos because Carlos is a genius when it comes to marketing.
We had him on a couple of weeks ago. That guy
he's a beast.
He is.
So it's like, let's reduce the threshold from 80% to 50%, and that way, it was me, I'm a numbers guy, so I'm like, all right, well, it still carries us and it covers our construction costs. You're right, we were collecting way too much deposits for what we needed. So on certain jobs, you could collect even less than 50%, you could collect 40%, just so people know that they're engaged and they're not going anywhere, and you lower your requirement with your lenders as well. And that was a very exciting part of going from 80% to 50% and really seeing the demand for what I think is, what gets me excited for the future cycles is this, and George will tout this over and over again. This market is just beginning. This city, and when I say city, I don't mean just Miami, it's South Florida. This is the place to be. I'm a New Yorker through and through. It's in my blood. I'll always say I'm from New York, but there's no better quality of life than living in South Florida. And now South Florida is starting to look and feel like New York. Thankfully, it doesn't smell like New York, but there's no other place I'd rather be.
Cool, awesome, and I agree with you. I absolutely love Miami. Look at our backdrop. I mean, we have the beach behind us. It's crazy. All right, question number 4. This is what I love most about you, actually. More than anything you've done is about this particular question. You've taken some really big risks in your career. You left New York, come to Miami. You left Related to go to Mast, etc. What approach did you take in evaluating these life-changing decisions that you think the people that are watching this could benefit from?
You have to believe in yourself. It's everything I do, big or small, I always have 100% belief in myself. And that's with anything. It doesn't matter if it's in real estate. It doesn't matter if it's the way you're raising your kids, the friends that you have. You have to just believe in your relationships and everything that you have to attack it 100%.
Sure. Yeah, you said it before, persistence, patience,
Resilience.
and resiliency. All right.
Peace to life.
Dude, it's crazy. It's funny, not to digress off this, but, so far this show's been entirely about real estate and social media with Tams, who's, you're best friends with Tams. He's incredible. And I wanted to go outside the box a little bit, and obviously everybody knows I'm a CrossFitter. I said, you know what, I'm going to reach out to the largest CrossFitters in the world. Right. Everyone's like, they're not going to get back to you, they're not going to pay attention to you. I'm like, all right, well, the answer is always no unless you ask. God willing, I don't know yet, I'm working on getting Jason Khalipa, who's one of the most famous CrossFitters in the world, on our show, who actually turned to be one of the biggest businessmen. He actually has a thing called the business of fitness,
right?
Which I think a lot of our agents can learn from, because at the end of the day, whether it's sales or CrossFit champion or whomever, the common denominators are the same. Question number 5.
Actually, it's just
to
digress. This other project behind us, Hyde Resort, one of the murals, because everything we do with George, we incorporate artwork, whether it's exquisite art or graffiti art. And one of the murals that we did in the gym was "Hard Work Works," and it's like, I don't even know who came up with that expression, but it's like that's something else. It's like, oh my God, it's like not just in the gym.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's across the board. Actually, I posted this thing on Saturday about this workout I did in CrossFit.
I know.
And it's like it teaches you to chip away. You just got to keep plugging through it.
Yeah, 110, 90, 80, 70,
Dude,
60.
it was. I sat down we just put a pergola outside, and I sat outside with a cold brew of coffee for an hour.
I asked you how many throw-ups you did.
I know, you did ask me, and I replied. Eric, 2 more questions.
Okay.
What are you working on now that has you really excited, and why? And on the flip side, what makes you really nervous right now?
I really don't get nervous. What gets me excited is just the next cycle. Right now we're winding down this current cycle as far as condominiums are concerned. Multifamily development is still prevalent. So still looking at a couple jobs for multifamily, which is that gets me excited because it's a little bit out of my comfort zone. Doing 14 years of condo development, it's development for dummies. No offense, multifamily developers. But, so that part is exciting, and I'm looking forward to the next condo wave.
Yeah, me too. We all are.
Yeah,
we all are, including ISG, including the realtors
where
watching
the money
this.
is.
Big commissions, man. Big commissions. All right, last but not least.
Tell me about it. I have to pay them out.
I know, it's a beautiful thing. I love getting those checks. If there's one book that you would recommend to our viewers to pick up and read, what would it be? And we'll end it on that.
It wouldn't be The Art of the Deal. I wouldn't recommend that deal. I love George. I could recommend Powerhouse Principles, but I don't know that I would do that either.
Okay.
A book that I was away on quasi vacation over the summer, and I was reading. I flew through it. It's called Red Notice.
Okay.
Which is about an investment banker. I forgot his name. Bill Browder. Okay. And he actually went off on his own, started his own hedge fund, and went into an emerging market, which was Russia at the time. And he built a huge business for himself. And the book Red Notice, from Russia opening up to then all of a sudden.
Was that the book that they would go to the companies and like the workers that had stocks, they'd like they'd buy their stocks with vodka?
More or less, yes. But the Red Notice is about an Interpol connotation, but it brings to light everything that's going on, whether you're Republican or Democrat. We're all American, mostly all Americans.
We have a diverse crowd.
We have a diverse crowd. But it talks about what is when you hear things about Magnitsky Act and things of that nature, when they're talking about how Putin wants to interrogate an ambassador and Bill Browder, it's this guy, and I didn't realize it until after I finished the book. I'm like, that's the guy I just read the book. So not only was it a great book, but it's very relevant to today's news cycle.
And the reality is that books don't necessarily need to be actual books on business. You can learn from from the fiction books. You're just learning things.
It's just the way he was thinking about companies to how he can go about making investment opportunities for his clients. Yeah. And whether you're in real estate or you're in stocks or bonds, what have you, you're looking how you can protect your clients and partners to make more money for them. So it definitely, there was things that I was able to connect to in there from a business perspective. And then politically, when you see it all connect, as George likes to say, you connect the dots, it gets you very excited when that happens.
Awesome. Eric, my man, thank you. I appreciate it. Guys, we'll see who we have in store for you next week. Today we had a great interview with Eric.
I want lots of views on this. I got to beat out Gil Desert.
Oh, Gil Desert.
I need more views than Gil.
Carlos is up to 1,400.
All right, I want to beat Carlos Rosso. I want 1,500 views. I need your vote.
All right, guys. See you later.